Hi, and welcome to Sunday with Mike. Wow, here we are, our 20th show. I want to say thank you to all of you who keep coming back week after week and leaving us a thumbs up and some positive comments down below. I really do appreciate your support. If you find something helpful in today's show, would you do me a favor? I want you to pay it forward by telling someone about the show. What would help even more is if you would share a link with some of your friends. That would help all of us. You know, on today's show, I'm going to cover some things to make your speakers sound great, a Spotify concern that I have that I think you need to know about, and finally, we're going to explore one of my emergency kits. So go grab a piece of paper and a pen because you're going to need it today along with that cup of coffee, and I'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back. I've got my coffee and I hope you have yours. In the trending section today, I want to ask you something. Have you ever wondered how a professional sound company seems to get that perfect sound when you go see a Broadway play or a major band in concert at a venue? Have you ever wondered what people really think about the way your sound system sounds? If you're like most DJs, the answer is no. When I press this question a little further, I get answers like, well, I know what sounds the best, or what do they know? Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you had your hearing tested? Most people don't bother with any sort of a hearing test, and they think that they have perfect hearing. With all of the loud volumes that we are subjected to over and over again each week, this could be a serious concern. Even if you did have perfect hearing, how do you know that your preferred settings on your EQ and speakers are the settings that most of your guests would like? The fact is, we don't. Everyone just sets up their sound quality to their expectations, and we call it a day. Did you know that sound can permanently damage someone's hearing if it is loud enough? It really can, and you should be aware of what decibel levels are and what's safe for your guest at your events. Let's take a look at this chart and you'll see how various sound levels can affect a person's hearing. Guess who the closest person to your speakers are all night? Yep, it's you, which brings me back to my first point. When is the last time you checked your hearing? You really should keep an eye on this important aspect of our jobs as mobile DJs. Loud headphones and speakers will take their toll on your hearing if you're not careful. Just ask any musician. So we can adjust our speakers for the best sound and make sure that we don't exceed safe volume levels for our guests and ourselves. How can we do that? I'm going to answer those questions right after this break.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Hi, and welcome back. Continuing right where we left off. In the world of professional sound, there is a device called a real-time analyzer, or RTA for short. What this piece of gear does is to give you a way to easily test any sound system. Once completed, you can look at the results and know if you need to add more or less of a certain frequency or frequency range. For example, more or less bass. Here's a picture of a traditional RTA before smartphones. These came with a special calibrated microphone, and to get accurate results, you needed to play a special test file through your system called pink noise. I'm going to share a link with you so that you can get this file that I'm about to play at a reduced volume. That sound is a very special kind of static noise. It was created so that you can tune up your sound system and make the correct adjustments to your sound. The reason that it works is because all frequencies are the exact same volume level. From the very low to the very high, they are the exact same volume. To achieve the highest quality sound from your system, you need to test with this equipment. I know that most of you are not going to go out and purchase this device, so the next best thing with decent results would be a RTA app for your phone. Keep in mind it will not be as accurate because of the calibrated microphone is missing, but it is more accurate than your ears are. The ideal results are achieved when you can get your system as close to the same level across the whole range from left to right. But remember that you will not be able to achieve a perfectly flat line. The reason is because we're testing frequencies above and below what your speakers or amps can produce. But that's okay. The goal is to make it as flat as you can with what you have to work with. Then, if you're like me, you'll probably want a little bass boost. So in your final step, give the low end a little bump up, and then go out to the dance floor and listen to what you've done. You should find your system sounding better than ever, and the RTA apps are available from free to $30. Start with the free ones to get a feel for how it all works. There are many online videos that will show you how RTAs work and how to use them to get the best possible sound from your system, which goes way beyond today's show. I wanted to introduce you to the concept, get you away from trusting your ears, and give you a way to learn how to do a better job at tuning up your system. Do you have any topics that you want me to cover? If so, leave me a comment down in the comment section below, and I'll be right back. In today's wildcard segment, I wanted to go back and revisit Spotify again. Did you know that Spotify does not have an explicit filter available on the app? I didn't know this, and I was playing the app in the background during working hours because I wanted to get more familiar with it, and I was listening to a certain pre-made playlist. I can't tell you how surprised I was when I heard a few choice words from the top 40 playlist that they had created. Don't get me wrong, I'm certainly older than 21. But what if I had had a client in my office and decided to use Spotify playlist as my background music for our meeting, and that had happened? Or what if I was using it as background music for some event based on what a client asked for? You just never can be too careful, and most of my events have children around them. This is not a good thing to discover in front of angry parents. So my advice is, if you are going to use Spotify for any of your events, do make up your own playlist. This way you know exactly what's going to be played, and as tempting as it might be, do not trust any pre-made list for anything that might be sensitive. I Googled this topic, and there are literally hundreds of people complaining about Spotify not adding an explicit filter on their app. It seems that the company is not worried about this issue and have no plans to add the filter. So be very careful how and when you use this otherwise fantastic program. Have you noticed anything else about Spotify that you think we should know? Share your thoughts with me in the comments section down below, and I'll be right back. Welcome to Tips and Tricks. One of our viewers asked me to share a few more things that I carry in my emergency kit. I should start off by saying that I have several layers of backup plans, so today will not be my complete list, but it will be the stuff in my first layer that stays closest to me at all of my events. If there's continued interest, we can always cover even more of this on another show. So we'll call this one Mike's Emergency Kit Part 2. In addition to spare fuses and lamps for my lights, I have a ton of other stuff that I keep nearby. In my larger bin that I keep under my table, I have spare cables of all types that I use. XLR cables, power blocks, Clorox wipes, and an empty Crown Royal bag. I'm going to go through my kit and I'm going to share some of the things that I have. It's not the complete list, but it's the biggies that are in here. So I start off with this sitting in my bigger bin. It's just like a shoebox. So I'm going to put that off to the side. So here we go. We have a ton of batteries. I have AA batteries for my mouse, which is right here. I have AAA batteries for my wireless microphone, backups for that. And then I also carry some batteries for my uplights. These are for the remotes. And once in a while they'll die and you never know when they're going to go. So I picked up some spares for that. And that all seems to work out really well. In addition to that, I also have my trusty battery tester that we covered on another show. I have a small screwdriver for little like XLR connectors and things. But then I also have this larger one, and it pulls out, and it's the traditional, 4. You get the flat blade, the Phillips, and then on this side is the smaller of the same thing. And so, that's a 4-in-1 screwdriver, makes it pretty easy and covers most things that I need when I'm out trying to repair something or opening something up. I also have a pair of needle nose pliers. I have a pair of scissors, which I end up loaning to more people more than I need them, but they come in handy, and you never know when they're going to be needed. I also have switched over to LED lights for my laptop. I try to get away from the bulb type, but I do have a flashlight that all stays close by. You never know when you're going to need a tic-tac. Pins, and I have several of those. I also keep these, the yellow Post-its. They come in really handy for sticking onto your laptop, special notes, somebody's name, etc. You never know when you're going to need those. Some Tums. And let's see, what else we got? My trusty paintbrush for dusting off the dust off my screen and controller and such. We've covered that in a previous show. I also carry cards and a card holder. I don't put these anywhere except on my table. So if somebody wants a card, they come up to the table. It's right there next to my controller. An AC battery, an AC tester, the wall outlet to let me know that the walls are okay. And then I got these lovely little Velcro strips from the some uplights, and I wrap my speaker poles with these, and it keeps my wires nice and neat. And I have a bunch of them. These are just some spares that I have that I keep in my bin. And then the last thing I'll show you is a little tub with corsage pins, and we use these for the money dances at weddings and such, and occasionally we'll use it for a skirt or something when we're trying to dress up a corner. So that's pretty much it. Those are the things that I keep immediately next to me and are really, really important in my world, and many years of collecting that stuff. So tell me what you have around your table. What do you consider the most important things for you? And put those in the comments section for me down below. And if you want to know why I have an empty Crown Royal bag in my kit, I'm going to tell you in the next segment right after we get back. That's my show for today. I'll be back next week with all new topics to help you and your business. Be sure to give me your thoughts on today's show in the comments section down below, and don't forget to give us that thumbs up. By the way, I carry an empty Crown Royal bag for the grooms at weddings. Most prefer to use the pins, but military personnel are not allowed to pin anything to their uniform. So my Crown Royal bag makes it easy for the groom to comply with the rules and still be able to collect money for the money dances. If you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on Facebook, and I'll share that link down below in the details. So until next Sunday, my name is Mike Schnauder. Be safe, and thanks for watching.